Hi, everybody. Present day Hookaloof here. For the people who recorded this podcast over a year ago, this is past Hookaloof. I am talking to you from the present, which is the future, to say that this episode sat on my hard drive for over a year. Over a year. Wow, that's lazy. Goddamn. So, some of the stuff that will be discussed in this podcast is a little bit out of date, but don't worry, it's so good and funny that I didn't want to cut it or not use it. So, when you hear me, for example, talk about a game project on the horizon, I've already finished it 8 months ago. So, please do not ask where this other game is. You've already seen it or played it, or you haven't. Either way, let's go ahead and play the long, annoying Season 2 intro that I will not be using anymore after this.
Is it awesome? God erased from heaven above with wisdom, power, and love. Our God is an awesome God. Our God is an awesome God erased from heaven above with wisdom, power, and love. Our God is an awesome God.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Subject High, the only podcast on the internet with a Season 2.
Oh my god. Criminally, that was fucking buck wild.
Yeah, we're doing this in media
my
res, baby.
fucking God.
I had Bleu start recording and listen to the new intro, which I hope everyone enjoyed, and now we're doing the podcast without
That's
a chance for a
insane.
break. We're in it.
God, I can
yeah.
see like on the readout on this like audio where I just start peaking like crazy when it just hits. Like, hold on, I'm gonna adjust my gain just a little bit. Oh my god, that's incredible. Holy shit.
Welcome to Season 2 of the podcast, everyone. The only major difference is that hopefully by now I'll have an RSS feed so you can listen to this on
That'd be
iTunes and
nice.
Spotify, unless I fuck that up. And secondly, we're gonna presumably have some returning guests on so that we can do more focused episodes
Hell yeah.
like what this one is.
Hi.
Bleu, you recently, God, I hope this goes up soonish so that this is true. But you recently, as of recording this, finished a really good animation and set the world on fire with your talents and your skills.
I don't know about set the world on fire, but furry Twitter really liked it.
Yeah. Every Vorny person from Berlin to Bangkok was talking about how fucking epic you are.
It definitely caught me off guard for sure, because like I'm not used to that, and like not only that, but I had always just kind of posted to like YouTube and then like hosted it somewhere else, like on Tumblr, and like this was like my first big thing posting on like Twitter specifically, and I was like, I don't want to post the YouTube link because I feel like nobody's gonna fucking click that actual link. So it's like, fuck it, I'll just put it out like, just via the video upload. And I was like, oh wow, this is insane. Hey, wait, where's the audio? And so I had to upload it, and then there still wasn't any audio, and then I had to re-export it, and then there was audio because I used a different file type. And so there's just basically like two posts of this thing floating on my Twitter, where one is me basically doing the whole, oh guys, look, it's finally done, and then the next one is like me celebrating, like, haha, yes, there's audio. Like,
I'm glad that you finally got it working, and that is sort of an interesting sort of an interesting segue into one of the things that I did want to ask you about, which I was planning on getting to later, but like just sort of the challenges of trying to host something like that on platforms like Twitter that have like, I don't know what it is. I think Twitter doesn't allow for MP4s. Twitter doesn't allow for a really basic ass file type, and that always
yeah. Hold on, give me like 1 sec. Let me pause the podcast really quick. I just want to see if I can add a limiter to this audio right now.
What were some of the trials or tribulations that you had besides trying to get the audio working with uploading to like YouTube and other various sites where you got like 1 million views on your YouTube one and got like 200 million followers
on Newgrounds? No, actually, to be completely honest, the only places it's currently uploaded are Twitter and YouTube. On YouTube, it's gotten like 1,000 hits per day. Like that started to taper off, but like going on like a month, it was getting like 1K hits per day. And then on Twitter, it just now, as of like recording this, it's like January 15th. Wow! It is just now started to taper off in like it just started to calm down, basically. Like every day I would wake up and it would just be like a torrent of like things on in my notifications. And I'm trying to find it right now because I'm curious about how many views it has. Yeah, so it has like 27K views on Twitter. It's actually insane to me. I just like, oh my God.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, I have never had something do this well, like at all. Like this is so buck wild to me. I'm just so incredibly happy with how it came out. I'm so incredibly happy with the response that it's gotten. And because I don't know, like I just didn't expect anything from it. I always was just kind of like, hey, I like this and I want to release it just kind of for my friends. And then it kind of went like much, much, much farther than that. And I'm just like so incredibly like flattered and humbled. Yeah, it went big mode. It went, whoa, big.
Well, I thought it was super cool to watch that sort of come together as like the various work in progresses that you would do and you would host on streams. Did you find that like doing streams for progress made you more or less productive?
Way more productive. Oh my fucking God. Like working at something just in my room, like especially like, you know, horny things, like it's so difficult to kind of stay on task. But then when you have like people that are like watching you and they're like getting excited about what you're doing and then you're getting excited that they're getting excited about the thing that you're doing, and it's just kind of like this self-fulfilling prophecy of like, oh fuck, this is cool. Like I can interact with them and they can enjoy what I'm doing as I'm doing it. And it's kind of also supplementing the fact that with animation you're basically going months without creating, or rather not creating, without posting content, right? So this is a way to kind of whet that appetite going forward in these long stints of just not having any content to upload.
It's bad for that
What is it?
Bad for that search engine optimization, baby.
Search engine optimization. See, that brings up an interesting point where it's like I genuinely don't give a shit about being search engine optimized because it's like, at the end of the day, I don't want people finding this unless they know. Like, right? Like, because like that was what kind of stopped me from like making my shit on YouTube public. Like for the longest time, I think for like almost 4 years, my stuff was privated on YouTube and just hosted on Tumblr and FA. And then like now I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna have to face the cringe fairy sooner or later, so I'm just gonna make it public and then pray and basically turn on all of the this is not intended for children boxes,
and now hope that your parents don't stumble across it and go, hey, that's Jedediah's burp. Oh no, I said your real name.
Yeah. Oh my God, no, I don't use my own burps, like, and it's not even for that reason. I just can't burp.
Bleep that. Go back and bleep that. We can't reveal that you're actually Jebediah Springfield.
Oh yeah, true. Okay, I'll go back and bleep this, and people will hear the bleep but not know the actual name you said, which is so wildly incorrect.
Just bleep the first syllable of it.
I really like the idea of like, no, they can't know that you're Jib. Like, they're like, oh, his name starts with a J. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
His name starts with a Jeb, just like that president candidate.
Oh my god. Jeb. Jesus. Please clap.
Please fap.
Just me uploading my shit to fucking Twitter. Please fap.
You've long been considered the Jeb Bush of VAR.
No, please, for the god, no. Could you imagine being the Jeb Bush of the furry fandom? What a disappointing title.
I can't even imagine being the Jeb Bush of people.
He is so mean. Oh my god. Right. Anyways, no, like, yeah.
This has to stay in.
This has to stay in. This was such a good tangent. Oh my god.
Okay.
No, but like, yeah, no, I was always so crazy worried about like people finding my work and like finding it cringe, or like people finding it and like being like, oh god, like, what is this? I was looking up like food chain demonstrations for my biology class. What is this crap or something, right? Like, it just the concept of like the way like I upload things to the internet, I try to like post it in places and in ways where it's like, if you know what's up, then you're gonna find it, right? Like, you can't just search like Fox and Bunny into YouTube and my stuff is gonna come up, but it's like you have to seek out vor specifically, because that implies you already know what the word is, you already know what you're looking for, you know, and then like not only that, but then like basically driving all of the traffic to like my Twitter, I can drive it to a place where I can better moderate, you know, so it's like I can better control whether or not people are like coming to me to download my shit for like cringe comps, or like, you know, like, I don't know why I led with that one, like, but like whether or not people are like going and like seeking out my stuff, or like, I don't know, like just whether or not like it, like I'm like interacting with minors or something, because that's always a fucking worry that I have, where it's like, I know, it's like, I get it, we all were there, you know, we all like were horny teenagers on the internet, but it's like, hey, don't fucking come and talk to me, please. That shit makes me uncomfortable. You know, so I could
never speak to me.
Yeah, just don't speak to me, please. No, but like just for like, I guess like safety reasons, like you guys have no idea what the fuck you're getting into. Like, please just like, you know, wait until you're 18, because there's some fucking scummy people, and it's like, yeah, it's just like a safety fucking precaution. It's like, I don't want to fuck with that, and like, honestly, you shouldn't want to either. It's like, I get it, you like my stuff, but please fucking keep that far away from me. And I feel I could better moderate that on Twitter as opposed to like YouTube, where there's literally like no tools for that. It's literally just like you have to like look at the profile pictures. It's like, oh god, it's a minion, but it's got Joker makeup on. What does this mean? You know, like
yeah, it's a minion with Joker makeup. This person's either 12 or they're 28 and they work a middle management job.
Exactly. It's just like, oh, what the fuck? What is this? Who are you? But yeah, so that's always kind of, you know, been a struggle, where it's like, how do I control my content after I kind of like unleash it into the, you know, vastless abyss that is the internet, you know?
Yeah, after you set it free.
After I set it free.
If you love something, put it on Twitter.
If you love something, put it on Twitter. If it bangs, it is yours. Oh my!
If it doesn't get ratioed, then it is yours.
if it doesn't get ratioed, it is yours. I really like the idea of just people taking their. Actually, that's what people already do, so that's fucking cool.
Yeah. Other aspects of animation. See, this is the problem. Is I am also an animator, but I only do shitty loops, and I haven't done anything like big and long.
Like,
well, I appreciate you saying that, but I
love your stuff.
I haven't done anything nearly of this caliber so I don't really know what to ask that, like, people who don't understand or don't know anything about animating would get.
Yeah. Well,
But, like,
I mean, I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, if you have any questions, like, I'm sure, like, we're both, like, not too deep into the jargon where we wouldn't be able to break it down, you know?
that's fair. Yeah, I'll go hog wild with some questions that I've got about how you made it. You did it all in Sprite, right?
Yes, I did it all in Sprite.
Sprite is a program that I find to be very strange for animation purposes because of the way that its timeline is set up.
Yeah. Wait, how
did you?
so?
It doesn't have frames per second. It has individual frame second duration.
Yes.
And that's editable individually. Did you play with any of that at all? And I don't recommend that you do.
To be completely honest, no. But that's also because, like, the max that I could animate on Flipnote, which is where I was coming from, was like 6 frames per second, right? So when I got to Sprite and saw 10, which is basically like the way that you calculate it in Sprite, is it's like the default is like 1 frame every 100 milliseconds. So that roughly, you know, maths out to like 10 frames per second, right? So
yeah,
no, not roughly. That's fucking exact.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was just like, okay, cool. I'm gonna do that, and I'm just gonna kind of stick with 10. I don't know if I would recommend changing like the speed of the individual frames. I can definitely see application for it if you like don't want to copy a bunch of these like different frames and you just want to make this one frame last for so many seconds instead of, you know, duplicating out the frames just to kind of save on resources. But it's like, I literally do that. Like I duplicate out the frames and I kind of use that to dictate the timing, and then I go from there, right?
Yeah.
But as far as like the timeline and like, I don't know, like what else about the timeline was kind of off, or was it just kind of the speed?
It's the speed metric that it goes by, and also the because Sprite is a tool that's used a lot for game development, it has like segment loops.
Yes.
Did you use any of that to break down the actual sections?
Absolutely. Oh my god, like I can't tell you how many times, because basically like the way that I would kind of piece it out, right, is that I would have, you know, okay, like, you know, the intro scene, and then that would basically be one loop, and then I'd have like the hallway scene, and then that would be one loop up to him like licking his lips, and then like the knocking on the wall scene, and then that would be like another loop. And basically I would just kind of use that to make sure that it wouldn't go like too far away from what exactly I was working on, right? Okay. And so in that I can kind of break this massive fucking project down into like smaller, more digestible bites of, you know, work.
Waka waka.
Waka waka. I made the funny joke. But like, yeah, so just breaking it down in that regard, and like really kind of being what's like the word for it? It's like being as like surgical as possible with the timing, I found was a lot easier when I could just loop certain parts and kind of feel it out, right? So like, you know, doing that, and then also being able to then take those little loops and uploading those, or exporting those rather, and being able to show friends like, hey, look what I was working on. Hey, check this out. And like just in the DMs and stuff, like that was also really cool, you know, while not having to cut down the entire project to this one thing, and then just, you know, don't forget to not save, so that way you get the rest of your project back, which is basically how I would do it in like Flipnote, like a fucking maniac. But yeah, it's got a lot of really neat tools that, like, I guess if you're coming from like normal animation software, it's just kind of like, of course, duh, right? Why wouldn't they have this? But for me, coming from fucking Flipnote, where you have like 3 layers, 6 colors, and a horny dream, it's like, it's like a smorgasbord of like just unending potential for Sprite and for artists who just want to make something cool for $15.99.
Yeah,
you know,
Sprite's super approachable, especially coming from Clip Studio, which is where I primarily do all my animation. Clip Studio's got some weirdo shit as well, and I have not touched I have not gotten into the depths of what I probably should. But like having worked with Flash, Sprite, and Clip Studio primarily throughout my life, like Clip Studio's fucking whack as well.
Really?
Like they use an animation folder system.
Okay.
And have some strange settings where like the entire color of my animation was thrown the fuck off if I exported it at too high of a resolution.
Okay.
Like it refused to just make the file size bigger so that didn't happen. It would be like if there was a green gradient in any way or too much green, it would tint the whole fucking thing green. And I have yet to find out a way to make that not be the case.
That is so fucking weird. Are you serious?
And I realized that I shouldn't be exporting these animations in, like, the size that I draw them, because I draw them fucking massive. My canvases, well, I say that, but some people are, like, working by 4,000 by 3,000 canvases.
Yeah, I was going to say, what are you working in then?
I tend to be in, like, the 1,500 by, like, up to, like, 1,800 range, and that's about where I stop myself.
I don't think that's that bad, if I'm going to be completely honest. Like, it's not terrible.
I mean, I don't think so either, but, like, Clip Studio... At least when you get into, like, the several seconds of animation long range, Clip Studio freaks the fuck out. I get to the point where I can't even, like, the timeline is so jittery. Like, it plays back laggy in the program, so I have to export it and send it to people.
What the fuck?
And be like, it's like half like, haha, look, I made progress on the animation, and half like, okay, now I can actually watch this.
Oh my fucking god. Okay, that is very true. I never considered lag to be an issue while I was animating because I've always just kind of like made stuff like that's like really low res, right? So it's like,
yeah,
you're out here talking like 1,500 to 1,800 range. I have literally never animated in something larger than like maybe 360 by 280. Like that's just my size. It's just my size.
The worst was when I did the Toriel one, the actually good one that was fully hand animated, where I did like each frame sketched out and then did it on top of that. The amount of like layered content made Clip Studio freak the fuck out, and so I had to kind of close that one down semi prematurely.
Shit.
Like there were still other things that I wanted to do, but if I tried to slap a shading layer on there, Clip Studio would have lost its shit.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm foreseeing issues already because that is exactly my workflow.
Yeah.
God damn it.
But as far as I could tell, like you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you did not go into color with this one, but you did have a series of very detailed sketch layers by like doing the responsible animator thing of like doing color for the different parts.
Yes. Absolutely. Oh my god. Like that is like when I realized that I could do that with Sprite, dude, we bust that walnut wide open, son. Like, oh my god. Like the way that I used to do it in Flipnote, because you only have 3 layers, right? So I would have one layer be the background, like whatever just wasn't moving. I would have the second layer be the character's body, and then the third layer would be whatever the hell was moving in that scene. And I would do it like pass by pass, one at a time, and keep basically like flattening it down to the second layer, right? So I would go one pass, animate the head moving, right? And then flatten that. Jesus. And then I would go another pass, animate the tumby, because that's sick. Flatten that. Now animate the hands. Flatten that. All for some fucking jerk off on YouTube to be like, you forgot the arms. And I'm like, I'm not going another pass, jerk. Get off my dick. Like, you see the hands? You see the tummy? That's the important shit, man. Leave me alone.
That's the most fucked part, is people being like I don't even know what to call it, but I had an experience that was sort of like this recently, where somebody like armchair quarterbacked an animation that I did that was supposed to be done in like 24 hours and just be as fast and dirty as possible for a cheap price.
Yeah.
He was like, I did it in Sprite, and he was like, I can tell that you've messed with the timing of your frames, because this happens, you know, this part is a lot faster than this part, and so that's really bad. That's really bad practice for animators, and you really shouldn't do it. And I'm like, did I do that? And I went and I looked, and no, I fucking didn't. It's all by multiples of like fucking 100 milliseconds.
Oh my god!
So like some frames hung longer. But it's not like I was doing like, all right, and now this one will be 0.33 milliseconds just to make everybody think it's weird and out of time. It's like, no, motherfucker, I did this in a day. I did this in an afternoon after I finished my day job.
God damn it. It's like, oh yeah, nobody's sitting there going, haha, yeah, this will piss off the nerds. Like, fuck off. Like, yeah. It's just insane.
The killer thing was when I told him it was A Sprite, he's like, oh yeah, that shit's weird. It's like, yeah, you think I pixel edited this in fucking Adobe Animate? You think I was breaking out Flipnote Super Plus? Of course it's A Sprite.
God, I wish
A Sprite's wacky.
I wish there was Flipnote Super Plus. That'd be so poggers.
It's fucking Switch Note. You'd play that.
Oh, like absolutely fucking played that. Oh my god. Oh, shit.
I long for the days of a stylus.
Seriously. Oh my god. That's why I actually ended up getting a Surface Pro specifically for A Sprite.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I was like, this is fucking cool because I'm not going to fucking download A Sprite on my DS, you know? Like
That is fascinating that is sort of where your artistic venture led you, is to go a mobile screen tablet computer, which makes sense coming from a DS. It's basically an extension of that.
Yeah, that's
super fascinating.
Yeah, I literally just wanted a bigger DS, right? And so the whole idea was that I wanted something that I could still easily hide under my covers, because and I am not kidding. Like, I literally bought a Surface Pro while I was still living at my parents' house, and the only time I could ever work on anything like vor, fat, you name it, was just late into the night. And like it's not like I was gonna get in trouble. I just didn't want them to know that I drawed, you know? Like, I just, because I didn't want the fucking like, hey, show me your drawings question, you know? Like, fuck that.
Oh yeah, that's bad.
You know, so to this day, my family has no idea that I animate. They don't even know that I draw. Like, to them, I'm still just music DJ guy, which is true, but like, I have other things under the hood, yeah. You know? And so, yeah, and then I moved out, and now I'm like fucking sick. I can work on shit like all the time now, anytime. And so like, I'll just hop off a class and I'll be like, time to draw horny things on the internet. And I'm like, and I'll just fucking pop open Ricardo.
That is a super fascinating idea, is that judging your new drawing interface by hideability.
Yeah, no, seriously. Like, I was like, can I hide this under my bed if I need to? Can this fit in my nightstand? Can this fit under my pillow? Can this fit under my covers? And then can I just be like, pretend to be asleep? It was so, like, in a way, it was so embarrassing, because I'm just like, Jesus fucking Christ. I'm like a grown ass man who is just the product of his economy, right? And so I'm just like trying my best to find my foothold in the world financially, and here I am still living in my parents' house.
You are treating this the same way that my 14-year-old self treated trying to watch Lucky Star at midnight.
I don't want my family to know I watch the weird Japanese cartoons. Yeah, no, that was real. That's super real. Like, that's basically been my MO for as long as I've been into this. Like, ever since I was, you know, a little gremlin with my fucking DS web browser and Hatena and a dream, you know? Like, I remember I would legitimately fall asleep, and then, like, I would wake up and my DS would just be on the ground and, like, just out of battery, like, just totally dead. And I would, like, have an anxiety attack, because I'd be like, oh, no, was it on the ground? And, like, whose art was I looking at? Oh, my God, did my dad walk in and see me looking at Strega? Oh, no, you know, like, fucking...
That's the nightmare scenario too. One's the fucking nightmare scenario.
I would literally look at shit until I passed the fuck out, and then like I would just be there open, like my DS open, me like just kind of like knocked out like a fucking like lizard or something, and like just like big tummied animals on my DS and shit. Just like, oh my God, it's the worst.
Oh my God.
Like,
I have had I've had similar. You and I are opposite ends of that. You would do it late at night. I would always do it in the morning before school. I'd hop on the Wii browser and check out the newest offerings on DeviantArt.
I remember.
I was fucking 12.
I think we talked about this exact thing in the last episode, actually, because I remember freaking out that you did it with the Wii browser.
It's because we're fucking soul brothers. We're stupid. We're animators.
We really are. The only thing that, like, after that episode, the one thing that I couldn't, like, shake from my mind was I was like, how in the fuck did you use the Wiimote? Because I don't know about you, but my hands get really shaky when it's good, you know? So, like, imagine you, like, trying to... So imagining you trying to fucking input, like, the word vor or something, and you just, like, the little cursor is, like, shaking fucking violently. And
I'm fucking lightheaded. I'm literally seeing spots after that. There's little fucking light spots in my vision when you say that shit.
Imagining you getting really frustrated and going to settings and then turning the fucking sensitivity of the cursor, like, all the way down. And just moving very slowly across your screen as you're trying to get your rocks off. It's just so fucking...
Well, I'm going to reveal maybe a little bit too much about myself. I used the Wii before I learned what masturbating was.
Okay,
I had no idea what the follow-up was. I just liked looking at it.
Okay, that's fair. Like, for me, it was like, I was kind of in the same vein, but, like, as we said in the last episode, like, or as I said in the last episode, it was just kind of like, I would just grind on stuff and be like, wow, this feels good. Like, I don't know why this feels
cozy
good.
On.
Yeah, just getting the cozy on. And, like...
You ruined that word for me, by the way. I can't ever hear it without thinking of your cool wedding story.
No, trust me. That
Aunt Hilda on Zelda's wedding.
Yeah, just on Zelda. Dude, like, I swear to God, every single time that comes up, like, just the word cozy, my fight or flight activates. And that is just going to be a thing forever. Or I just kind of get, like, really hot and like, oh, no, what? No, I wasn't doing nothing. Like, just... And they're like...
You can see both my hands. My blanket's not even here.
Yeah, what the fuck? It's like, Jesus Christ. Like, yeah, just so insanely incredible.
Getting back on topic of things that we haven't already covered, now that you've got this big ol' animation under your belt and you've sort of lapped up the stardom and everybody knows your name, you've put the twinkle in the eyes of millions of hopefully 18-year-old degenerates out there to get started on their own.
Seriously.
What would you say is something going forward for your next big project, which I assume you're already halfway done with?
No, that is false.
What do you mean?
Oh, no, I haven't...
What do you mean you're not just constantly working?
I literally haven't opened A-Sprite since I finished that.
That's okay, you earned a break. But going forward, what's something that you would do differently besides adding arms?
Yeah, I know, just adding arms. There's this one guy that I actually had to end up, like, blocking because he would not stop pestering me about how I was missing a belly button in one of the scenes. And so just to spite him, I, like, legitimately I just didn't add the belly button in that one part. And I was like, and nobody else has noticed.
I thought you were going to say you went back and deleted the belly button from all the other scenes.
Oh, no. Like, I love drawing the belly button. I'm not that insane. But, like, just in that one part, I was like... Because I went through and I added in the belly button for, like, all of the parts. Because for some reason, I just never fucking did that throughout the entire lighting process. And I literally took, like, almost 2.5 hours just adding the belly button to every fucking, like, frame that it should have been in, right? Which...
Oh my God.
In total, there was, like, maybe, like, 13 to 1,400 frames. So it's a lot.
Jesus, dude.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no kidding.
So, yeah, so, like, I was like, okay, cool, that's done. And, like, literally, like, within the span of maybe, like, a few hours, just, like, he brought this up, like, a crazy number of times where he was just like, hey, you forgot that one part? And I'm like, I don't care. Like, I don't care. Don't. I'm not. No, stop. But no, just to get off the rant, things that I would do differently, I think that I would, What did I learn? What did I learn from doing that? I think I would be, yeah, I know. I think I would be less like lazy in the way that I sketch, because I noticed I was like basically I had to almost do like 3 passes on the animation, right? Where it's like I had certain frames where it's like I just kind of drew out the skeleton, where it's just like the head, the tummy, the legs, the arms, and then like the background, right? But then there's other places where it was a lot more detailed. But I think in those instances where it was just kind of the bare skeleton, I should have, like, I guess pushed a little harder so that way I could see what exactly the end sketch was, the end line layer is going to look like. Because, like, there is one scene in particular where this was kind of a thing where it was when the fox sculpts down the second pig, and it's kind of like a shot of the camera looking up at him and his big tummy, and it's kind of this like foreshortening thing. It looks fucking awesome. But
it does.
When I was making that was literally a sketch for like almost the entirety of the animation until I got to the line phase. And all it was the head, the belly, and the hands. There was no body, there was no arms, there was no tail, there was none of that. So I just had this really fucking cool scene, and I'm like, crap, does this even work anatomically? And I had to kind of like push myself as an artist to be like, okay, how am I gonna make this fit but still keep it as entertaining as it is? You know, and I ended up spending a lot more time on that than I feel like I should have, because I didn't push the sketch to where I probably should have. And then going back, and then going back and having to redraw a lot of my sketching, because like the animation is like so long that I look at like my first iterations of the sketching and my last iterations of the sketching, and I'm like, oh wow, I've gotten better. So now I have to go and fix all the crap that I drew first, because I can literally see the improvement, which is cool, but also very annoying.
It's a never-ending process, and after you finish redrawing the first part, you're like, damn it, I'm really good at the second parts now.
Yep. Also, I'm going to try to make it more obvious that it's a fox, because everybody thinks it's a wolf, and I'm too much of a baby to correct them.
Look, I'll be completely honest. You're working uphill there, because I didn't want to be the one to tell you this. I really didn't want to. It hurts my heart that I have to be the one to tell you this.
Yeah.
Someone's already did your story, dude.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's true. That is very true.
A wolf ate up 3 pigs one time, and someone wrote it down. I'm real sorry. I'm sure you came up with the idea independent of that. And I trust you, and I'm not trying to like accuse you of plagiarism or anything. Not on this, the world's most syndicated podcast I've ever hosted.
Can I be like brutally honest right now? When you said,
you have the floor.
When you said somebody already did your story, dude, like my heart genuinely sank, and I was like, wait, who? Wait, who did that? Who did it already? Is there something else out there like this? Oh my god, I just forgot. That's why I think I might have sounded a lot somber than I probably should have, because I was genuinely so heartbroken for like a second. I was like, oh my god, was it this person? Oh no, who did this? Who did a fox?
Oh fuck.
Oh my god.
Fuck.
Oh my god. I just forgot that the 3 little pigs existed for like a split second. Oh my
I'll be honest. I, as somebody who thinks about the big bad wolf probably every other thought, I could never forget. But I don't blame you.
Yeah, no, that's
really funny though.
Oh my god, that is very much so. Also, one of my thesis is, I don't know what you call it, inspirations or whatever. I don't know. I was trying to find like some cool word, and it didn't come to me. So fuck it. But yeah, no, because yeah, like that is the shit that inspires my work now, where it's like, oh, I'm gonna take all of these like feelings that I had when I first discovered these things and like was watching cartoons as a kid, and I'm gonna try to make that myself, right?
Yeah.
So I'm super flattered that when like people say like, oh yeah, this wolf got so fat, yay, and I'm like, yeah, cool, you get it, you know, like you know what's up. You just don't read, you know, which is cool.
Look, your hands are busy, your eyes are busy. It's fine.
It's fine. I give him the pass. Oh my god, dude. Oh, But yeah, no, this whole entire situation with the animation just has been so fucking buck wild with like the uploading, and then like even like the whole like there's this whole like issue with like the aftermath of it as well, which is like just so insane. Like, oh my god.
The aftermath?
Oh yeah, just like everybody like kind of coming out of the woodwork, like it's been a lot of positive, but like there's been some negative that's come out of it too, for sure. Like
shit.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, it's nothing like super serious. Like, there was like one person that wanted to do the music for the animation, and they felt really bad that I didn't hit them up because we were going to make like a whole collab thing. But at that point, I was like, I'm going into my finals week, and I found this song that literally sounds exactly what I want. And it's like, I genuinely can't even remember the game. It's just some like claymation game or whatever, but it fit the vibe perfectly, and I was like, okay, I'm going to steal this with both hands. And then there was this other instance. Oh my fucking god. Okay, this is gonna be my subject high moment for the episode, but I've got to fucking tell the story.
Please.
Holy
you said the name.
I did say the name. Oh my god, we're kicking off season 2 with some heat. Holy shit.
Give me the spice, daddy.
So when like I was making this animation, I like every fucking stream, I was like, I cannot wait to do the audio for this. Oh my fucking god, I am gonna go absolutely insane on this shit. And everybody that was in the stream was like, hell yeah, like this is gonna be so insane. I'm so excited. And we were just like hyping each other up, right? Well, when I finally finished the line layer and I was happy with it, I was like, okay, like I want to stream myself like working on this like in Ableton, but like one thing led to another, and I actually never ended up streaming it. I basically just hopped into like a little Discord server that I had with everybody that was like regulars in my stream, and like we were just in a call, and they were like giving me suggestions and stuff and like ideas and like things, and they were just like watching me work, like literally like right there. And it was so cool. It was such a good time. And one of the people well, basically, like I was going through like a lot of JIT's sound files, and I was trying to kind of like splice burps together, you know, because like JIT is incredible because he has like really long burps, but he also has a bunch of really short burps that are really good. But I kind of needed something in the middle, and so I kept trying to kind of splice burps together to make a new burp, which is a thing that I find very enjoyable. It's very fun, but I was not really able to get anything that sounded supernatural. And so this dude was like, hey, like I got some burps that you might like, here you go. And so I tried them out, and they worked out really well. And I was like, holy shit, this is perfect. And the tone's really nice. I fucking love this. And so I was like, yeah, dude, could you record me some more of these? Like, and he's like, yeah, sure. And like, he like basically like, it was really kind of vague looking back on it, you know, like he never like really like said exactly where these burps came from, but he was basically like implying like, hey, yeah, these are mine, like have my burps, right? And I was like, okay, cool, yeah, thanks, buddy. And so I ended up using them in the animation, and like I don't know why, I just didn't think anything of it. I like uploaded the thing, I credited JIT, and then I kind of went about my merry way. And then this dude comes into my DMs and he's like, hey, could I get some credit for those burps? I'm so sorry to bother you. And I was like, oh shit, yeah, I am so sorry. Oh my god, like I genuinely felt awful. I was like, oh my god, I am so sorry. Here, like what kind of socials do you want me to put down in the description? And I'll at you on Twitter, like in the replies, like everybody's gonna see that. And at this point, it's still really on. So it's still like maybe kind of hovering at around like maybe like 200 likes at this point, which I'm already fucking stoked about. And I had no idea that it was gonna hit what it is at now, right? So I was like, yeah, like it's still early enough. Let me get you in early. Like, just give me your stuff and I'll throw it in like right now. And so he did. He gave me his socials. I put them right after JIT's. And that was it. And that's kind of where it laid for a while. Basically the entirety of the time that it was on Twitter, up until like it's kind of started to slow down in engagement. He was the dude in the description, right? And then on like maybe like the 6th day, fucking some other random dude that I've never spoken to before, I've never seen before online or anything, follows me and likes the thing, like, and replies, and he's like, oh wow, really, like, how funny, like, I thought I recognized those burps. I really like that, you know, my burps got some use out of it besides just teasing my friends or something to that effect. And I was like, what? Like, these are yours? No, I thought they were this person's. And they were like, no, I sent those to him because, you know, he likes burps and I like being a tease, lol. And I was like, what? What the hell is going on?
Oh my God.
Yeah, and like, I was just immediately pissed because in addition to that, like, there's also like all this outstanding other shit that has kind of been going on, that had been going on with this dude, where it's like, I've like, to give some background, I've known this guy for 8 years. Like, we literally like used to role play in like the IRC Fernet chats, like ancient friendo, right? And like, we'd always kind of been like really like cool, but we've never been like so cool like to where like we're hanging out in calls and playing like video games together. It's like we maybe played video games like once, but it was never like a friendship that really took off. It was just kind of one of those dudes, right? And we just kind of role played like every now and then. Like, he was still a cool dude. I still enjoyed him. I still called him my friend. It was just, it never transpired any more than that. And this is a tangent that is necessary to kind of get out of the way to understand why I reacted in the way that I'm about to react. Because basically, like, this dude started getting really jealous because I was hanging out with some people that he really wanted to hang out with, but like, he made these people like crazy fucking uncomfortable, like, with how much he wanted to be their friend, and just ended up pushing them away, and then basically just went super baby mode about it. So like, anytime like he saw me playing like Among Us, he's like, oh, are you playing with them again? You know, is it with them? And I'm like, dude, fuck off. Like, what the hell? And I told him, I was like, dude, it's like honestly, like, this is kind of really disappointing, because it's like, he's like, well, add me to the group chat. I'm like, it's not my fucking group chat. Like, that's not my space. I am a guest there. I'm not going to just start adding whoever the fuck I want. That's not how I roll. Gator don't play that. So I kind of left it at that, and I was really stern about it. And like, he was just kind of like being really passive aggressive, and then it kind of went back to normal. And, you know, then like, again, like, we started like playing VR chat, and like a lot of these people that I was hanging out with like had him blocked. So he would like always join on either me or somebody else in the room and just kind of make a scene. And he would like go up to me or whoever else and be like, oh, hey, who are you talking to? I can't see them. Why can't I see them? Do they have me blocked? Can you ask them why they blocked me? Like, shit like that. And I'm just like, dude, fuck off. Like, stop. Like, this is really fucking uncomfortable. And you're putting this on literally fucking everybody that, you know, is still trying to kind of keep in good graces with you, because like, for all intents and purposes, up until this point, he was not a bad dude. Like, I got no red flags from this dude up until this point. Like, and this dude like tanked my opinion of him so fucking quickly. And this was just kind of the last straw, where it was like, he just conveniently leaves out the fact that those are not his burps. He just kind of wanted to be included in the animation. He wanted to sip up some of that sweet, sweet clout nectar. And like, he got fucking burnt for it, because the fucking dude ended up seeing it. And I don't think that he assumed that it would have gotten the reach that it did. And had it not, like, this dude probably would have still been credited for those audio files to this day. And so I didn't press the guy who actually made the burps about it. But then this dude came up to me afterwards. He's like, oh yeah, sorry, I forgot. And I'm like, uh-huh. And he's like, yeah, no, those were actually his. I'm sorry. Like, did I not mention that? I probably should have mentioned that. My bad, you know, XD or whatever. And I'm like, sure. And he's like, you're mad, aren't you? And I'm like, you think? And I kind of fucking went off on him. I was like, dude, like, how many times are you gonna make an ass out of me? Like, I've vouched for this dude. I've known this dude forever. I've had a history with this dude. I'm like, I've told people, he's not that bad. He's a little awkward, but he's a cool dude once you get to know him, all that other shit. Like, I've stuck my neck out for this dude. And time and again, it's come back that it's like, no, he's not the cool dude that you thought he was. He is a jerk. And I told him, I was like, dude, it's so fucking disappointing to me. It's like, I'm so sick and tired of the clout chasing. I'm so sick and tired of, just everything that, you're kind of like pushing on to other people and your friends and onto me. Like, I'm done. I'm so done. I'm so done being lied to, And so I kind of just like left it at that. I didn't block him then. But I think like he like messaged me like, hey, like, Merry Christmas. And then I was like, fucking get out of here. And then I blocked him because it's like he never replied to the thing that I sent, where like basically I went on that tirade saying like, hey, like, oh yeah, no, I'm sorry. Yes, he did. He was like, what? I never said those were my burps. Show me where I said those burps. I never said that those were my burps. And I literally sent him back like 3 screen caps saying like him telling me, that he was really proud of, his burps there. And then people on Twitter where he's basically replying to them saying, oh yeah, really, really glad you enjoyed my burps, like really glad you enjoyed which is so lame to like say out loud. But like, that's what he was doing. He was just soaking up all this credit for it. And then like, it just felt so shitty. And I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, God, and I felt bad because I was like, shit, like, I was already kind of going outside of my comfort zone, not using, JIT sounds because I know JIT's cool. I know JIT does good stuff. I really want to like use JIT as much as possible in my work because I feel like people should know about them more and go enjoy their stuff because they're incredible. But it's just like, oh my God, like I went out on a limb and I got hella burned for it. But it's over, it's fine, and I'm now in contact with that dude that actually made the burps, and he's incredibly fucking cool. He's super nice. His name is Dragon Devouring on Twitter, @Dragon Devouring. If you want to go send him some love, because God knows that he missed out on a lot of that sweet, sweet love when this other fucking random dude was just sitting here soaking up all the credit for his work, so... Yeah, giving him the shout out, giving JIT the shout out, like, it's so shitty. Like, I don't know. I kind of like gone on this tangent like long enough already, but like, yeah, that's kind of like some of the negative that's kind of come about it, where it's just like, I'm so sick and tired of like, people just being shitty for the sake of furry clout. I think it's so dumb.
Yeah. That's really fascinating to hear, like, in a direct story of like, something so, I'm going to call it petty, but like it is important.
Right? Like, it's like, if I'm going to be completely honest, it's like, it's not even the fact that he like wanted to be included in the animation. It's just the fact that he lied. I would have included anything that you did in the animation if you really wanted to be in it. It means nothing to me. Like, of course it's like, I want it to be good, of course it's like, I care about it and I care about my work, but like the numbers and the notoriety, it doesn't mean anything to me, because it's like I've seen what real world clout is, not like myself personally, but it's like looking at like for example, like looking at like my kind of thing that I did with the bronies and the brony fandom, and I did like a whole bunch of music convention, like the music shows at the conventions and shit. That equated to nothing. Like, that gave me nothing. I am not any better off having, shit tons of like brony notoriety. Nobody gave a shit about the horse fame. I sure as hell didn't. But that was the same thing, where everybody just fucking wanted it so bad because they thought that it was going to bring them X, Y, and Z, and it doesn't. And so it's like, I learned my lesson there, where it's like, this amounts to nothing. Just have fun. Like, you're literally like, oh my God, dude, like every couple months I meet somebody else that's just so fucking obsessed with the furry clout. And like, oh my God. And I'm like, you're making niche content for a niche interest of a niche interest. What do you think is gonna happen? Nobody's gonna give a shit, and you're gonna feel real bad still. You gotta enjoy it. Enjoy it for what it is. Enjoy what you do. Like, don't fucking go after it for that shit. That's so stupid to me.
Yeah. This isn't to say that having a big audience of whatever isn't fun. It's definitely fun.
Absolutely, but that should not be the reason,
Yeah. It ain't gonna give you it ain't gonna give you a long-term happiness.
Exactly. It's and not that I feel like that people think that it will. I think it's more so just the obsession with the idea of that. You know, the obsession with the idea that, oh, if only I could get this many followers, or if only like my posts did this well whenever I post them, I would have, you know, X, Y, and Z. And that might be true, but you also have to consider the fact that like what you're making, like that there's a plateau there, you know, where it's like I have tons of friends who like popped off with like the brony thing, and they kind of had to pivot out because it's like, okay, well, I'm at this level, right, where I'm getting tons of engagement and I should be moving on to these pastures, but I can't because these people and these agents and all these other things just aren't interested in brony shit, you know? Like, same thing with the fucking furry things where it's like, yeah, you could go off and make your own cartoon, you can make a pilot, you could do all this stuff, but it's like if I were to hit like 100K followers on YouTube or whatever, and I'm still like making like vor content, it's like there is a plateau there. Like no agent is gonna sign a fucking vor cartoon to like Cartoon Network, you know? Like nobody's gonna greenlight that. Like I have to kind of be real.
You say that, but we've all seen some of the shit.
Yeah.
That total drama fucking fart fairy comes to mind.
Oh my god. Yeah,
nasty shit.
I'm gonna be honest, like that kind of shit fascinates me in a very morbid kind of way because I'm like, how did this happen? How did nobody catch this? Like as an adult, I am like maybe I'm just like screwed up because of the internet and I just know too much maybe, but I look at shit like that and I'm like, how do they not know? Especially when they're probably all drawing porn for themselves, you know, like the rumor about the Disney vault being full of like all of this like Cinderella 60s Rule 34, you know, because I guess there's
yes please,
right? There's like a rule where basically anything that they ever drew belonged to Disney as long as they were hired to Disney. So everything, including the porn, was stashed away in some Disney vault somewhere, filed under their name. And that's where the originals stay to this day, is apparently a thing.
I want to get in that vault.
Right? I want it so bad.
I want to see it.
Oh my God, dude, like what the fuck? Like show me the fucking, like, oh my God, I'm trying to think of like a joke, like something like really fucking funny, but there's just so many things that just kind of came to my mind just then where I was like, Cinderella, BBW Cinderella, actually Cusco BBW, what the fuck am I saying? Like, just.
Well, like, you say that, but like, I know that it's like a common enough thing that it's a trope that Cinderella gave people their fucking foot fetish.
Is that real? Is that it?
Yeah, that a thing? Apparently allegedly shitloads of people, like I have not confronted these people myself, but like it's a common enough trope that I know about it, that the fucking slipper scene from Cinderella being watched by people as kids is what gave them their fucking foot fetish.
What the fuck?
It's so I bet there's a buttload of fucking Cinderella foot jobs in the Disney vault.
Oh my lord, that is an incredible notion. Oh my God. But yeah, that's good. That's, oh my God. This entire subject is just so fascinating to me. Like I think about this shit more than I think I can say. Just holy shit. You know, like, and it's in that context exactly where I'm like, how did the total drama fart fairy get through the fucking cracks? How were a bunch of these like starry-eyed budding animators fresh off the internet boat just so blissfully unaware of DeviantArt, right? Like, what the fuck?
Blissfully unaware. Bitch, they came from there.
Exactly. So I'm like, Jesus Christ, was it everybody just kind of turning a blind eye while the storyboard artists just kind of had a heyday with their poorly disguised fetish? Or like, what? Like, is the team into that shit? Like, do you think that like animation teams like stick together because they know that they have similar kinks? And they just, they can, right? Like, there was so much vor in Chalk Zone. So much. Like,
this is the second time today I've talked about fucking chalk.
The chalk, Rudy! The chalk!
You gotta use the chalk. Rudy, you gotta draw something.
Draw me with the big Tom, Rudy! I need it! Why, Snap? I need it! Don't ask questions, Rudy!
You gotta use the circle tool, Rudy.
Use the circle tool, Rudy, but why snap? Don't ask questions you aren't prepared to understand the answer to, Rudy.
That's an insanely good snap fucking voice. I wasn't ready for it to be that good.
Use the chalk, Rudy, and then call your mother.
Oh
my god, dude.
fuck.
I love that notion. Like, dude, like, yeah, the fucking oh my god, like the Dan Schneider foot thing. Like,
Yeah, like
what?
it's not even poorly disguised. It's in broad daylight.
It's broad fucking daylight. And then like the King Julian diaper thing. Like, what the fuck?
I don't know what that is. I don't want to know. I can
like,
skip that one.
There was like a fucking whole thing on Twitter where like King Julian like had a like ran like the Twitter account for like Penguins of Madagascar or something, and they would have like King Julian silly outfit Friday or whatever the fuck. And I'm butchering the story. I know there's gonna be like diaper furs in the comments like talking about how incorrect I am. But like basically what happened, to my understanding as it stands, is fucking one day it was like, oh, with the funny glasses, yeah, I am King Julian, right? But then like one day it was like, ooh,
You're good at impressions.
wear a diaper and then you dance around because I like to move it, you know, right? And so it was just like King Julian in a diaper, and he was expecting like people to like come back in the replies with pictures of them wearing diapers. But then like a bunch of, right? And then a bunch of fucking like diaper furs were just all up in that fucking shit going, our time has come, fucking flood these replies of this DreamWorks Twitter account, and let's absolutely fuck up this intern. And they did, and so they did, and there was just tons of fucking replies replying to King Julian, the animated lemur from the beloved Disney classic or DreamWorks classic Madagascar and Madagascar 2, and just fucking Disney Jesus, like, and just like so much diaper porn. Oh my god.
The beloved classic.
The beloved DreamWorks classic Madagascar.
The classic King Julian diaper scene.
Jesus Christ. And so yeah, and like the weirdest part is that there wasn't even a diaper scene to my knowledge in any of the cartoons, but like plausible deniability, there fucking could have been. They got that render somewhere. But yeah, just like fucking what? Like, so again, it makes you things that make you go, right? We're like, what exactly are we doing behind the scenes at the animation companies?
Yeah, what are we doing here? What are we here for? Don't lie to me.
Like, the tinfoil hat syndrome is real, at least for me. Because, like, there's a part of me that, like, thinks about how I interacted with things that I found kinky in cartoons before I knew it was a thing. Like this is gonna make sense in a minute, but like basically, do you remember the Camp Lazlo movie that they were putting on Cartoon Network, and it was basically like marketed to all shit, right?
No.
Okay, so there was
what was the plot of the movie?
The plot.
Give me the footnotes.
Okay, plot of the movie is like Camp Kidney exists as it like currently is. Like all the campers that just got there or something, and there's a new camper coming to town. Oh no, it's Lazlo. But like some people don't like Lazlo, and like Raj and Clam, they're like, it's like, like we don't really like Lazlo. But then like Lazlo like runs away or tries to run away and gets eaten by a bear. And so it's like they're trying to fucking find Lazlo. It's like, oh, where's Lazlo? And the whole plot of the movie is trying to find Lazlo, and they're like basically teasing it out that like a bear ate Lazlo, and they have to go find like where the fucking bear is.
This
right
now.
But like, because it was like the idea that, oh my god, they have a scene where a bear eats Lazlo or Lazlo's in a bear's tummy, like for some reason my 13-year-old brain was like neuron activated, and I watched so much fucking Camp Lazlo. Like Camp Lazlo became my favorite show, like subconsciously because of that, because I was like, oh, now I need to obsess about the Lazlo and Camp Kidney lore. and just needed to watch like all of the Camp Lazlo that I could, because I was so excited for this movie and didn't really understand why yet. So there's the tinfoil hat where it's like, do the people running these cartoons understand that and try to sprinkle in like popular fetishes so that way like people will watch, or not even people, kids watch their fucking cartoons? Like, is that a thing? Does it go that deep, or is it just a bunch of horny adults going, "Lol, they're not going to understand this"? Like, what the fuck?
Does it go that deep?
I'm serious. Like, what the fuck? Like, is there gonna be like this massive expose of like, you know, these like email threads of like, it's like, oh, can we do the feet episode this week? No, not until you do the diaper one, and then after one we're gonna do the fart fairy one, then you get to do your feet episode. Oh yes, finally. Like, just what the fuck is happening? What is this?
I have to believe that's the case, because have you watched Steven Universe?
No, but I hear it's incredible.
It's pretty good. I like it. That was a very lukewarm reaction that's gonna make people be mad at me.
I have so many friends that are obsessed with Steven Universe. It's like bronies too. And oh my god, guys.
Steven Universe is as good or as bad as you, listener, think it is. I share your exact opinion.
Please don't come and yell at me on Twitter for saying that Steven Universe is bronies too. I'm just basically comparing the level of obsession that I've seen from certain
No, you're
fans.
right. You're right.
You're right.
No, we stand by that. That's a podcast sanctified opinion.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. It's official now, and you can put Blue's name on it. In fact, we're gonna be selling merch.
Please no, please don't. I don't want any fucking podcast sanctioned opinions. Oh my god.
No.
No, it's fine. Actually,
But like
cool merch.
there's several episodes that are like, there's even a song about it that you may have heard about how badly Steven Universe wants to see a giant woman.
Okay, yes, but the only reason why I know that it exists is because of the YouTube poop.
There's several episodes focusing around like
Transformation.
big women.
Big women.
Transformation and giantesses in particular. And all of the fucking, like, all the episodes where there's big women in it are all fucking directed or written by the same fucking guy. He clearly has a giantess thing. And he wrote a song about it and it got in.
Interesting.
I like that song and I like that episode, but like, damn, it's the same dude every time.
That's so interesting. Okay.
It's the same fucking guy.
I also want to basically like address the elephant in the room that I'm sure every single one of our viewers is probably screaming right now, where basically just because something is in a cartoon and not we, but like people are into it, does not mean that it's a fetish. It could just very well be people just not understanding. But like, again,
that's what happened with the new Big Bad Wolf.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I was like, which blows my fucking mind that dude had no idea, because it
did such a good job.
Every fucking box that I have. Oh my lord.
It was like we directed that episode.
I have personally fucking animated every single thing that happened in that cartoon myself. Like, everything. Every fucking thing that was in that episode of Mickey Mouse, whatever fuck house, like, I have animated myself, dude. Like, holy shit. I was impressed, but I'd also not come out with my Three Little Pigs animation yet, so I was a little pissed. Out of all the people that I was expecting to fucking, like, just undercut me, it wasn't Disney themselves.
No. And that dude got his eyes open to a whole new world, and I feel so sorry for him.
Oh my god, dude.
But like, it can entirely be accidental, but the Total Drama Island fart-smelling fairy boy is not an accident.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude. Do you think it's like... Because like, now that I'm thinking about it, it's like... Do you think any of this is because of like... what do you call it? What are those things where it's basically like like they bring like a whole bunch of like people in and then they test their opinions on shit?
Crowdsourcing?
Yeah, is it because of crowdsourcing? Are they just bringing a whole bunch of kids in and being like, what do you think about this? And then them basically guiding the episode, and then the corporate suits going back to the animation team going, uh-oh, we got to make a fart episode because this is what all the kids wanted to see, or this is what made the kids laugh, you know? Or like,
I mean,
you know?
it's distinctly possible But all I do is think of that one Simpsons episode with the kids watching the cartoon and giving their opinion.
Yeah, like I feel like that's what's happening. Maybe, you know, in some weird way. Because I remember when I was fucking like 12. Okay, 12 might be a little old, but like I remember sometime in my adolescence, I thought farts and burps were fucking hilarious. Like that was just my go-to humor.
And they are funny.
They're very funny. They're still very funny. But now, for some reason, as an adult, I turn bright red when big fat animal people burp at me. So what the fuck? Like,
it's still funny, but it's also horny now. Things can be both.
Yeah, there's like a little... things are a little bit more complicated now that you're an adult. Like, just fucking... Jesus Christ.
I strive as an artist to sometimes make porn that also makes you laugh as well as making your bell weep.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's the best. Like, if you can't, like, put humor and shit into your work, you know, like... That's like half the fun for me. Like I love like doing like little goofs and gaffs and making people laugh. Like how I put fucking swoos when at the beginning of the animation. Like
we're bringing it back. At least this episode got off the rails. We were supposed to be talking about your animation, but at least we talked about animation for the whole time.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like this is kind of what I expected it to be, and I'm kind of here for it because as much as I love talking about myself, like I'm not good at it.
I'm getting sick of having you passive aggressive Hollywood elites on my fucking podcast.
Oh.
This podcast speaks to the middle of America, the horny heart of it all. This podcast is a Rust Belt Gothic, but with a boner. I'm getting sick of you West Coast douchebag.
I know, it's awful. It's like, I moved out here to be successful, and I'm proud to say that I have found it.
I wasn't ready for Carl to make an appearance.
I don't know why, but like, I thought it was like, because I was trying to think of like, LA... I was trying to think of LA douchebag, but for some reason my brain shot out fucking like Carl when he was in the band, and he was like, and he had the agent, and he's going for he's going for the donut, and his like agent's like sitting there on the phone. She's like, no, and like smacks his hand, and he's like, all right, big photo shoot coming up, you know, like just. And that's what my brain shut out when I thought of like LA asshole. It was just like little British Carl. And I'm like, oh my God.
Little British Carl.
Oh my fucking God.
Oh my God. That's phenomenal.
It's insane.
I've wheezed so hard that I've seen spots twice this episode. That's a new experience for me. That's not something I do often.
I've been so excited to come back on because that first episode was so much fucking fun. Like, I would genuinely host just a regular ass podcast with you. Like, genuinely. Like, it is so much fun to just shoot the shit with you.
I would love to do that. However, I have enough trouble keeping a regular schedule of this podcast.
That's true. But, like, isn't that also because it's, like, trying to find time to, like, interview, like, other people and then also find new vor animators that want to talk about their stuff and also awkward messages?
Yeah, I suck so very, very hard at reaching out to people. And I also, I don't know, I don't like turning people down, but like I've had to a couple times just because like it's not that like they're not artists or like I only want to have artists, but like there is a vision that I have for the show that I cannot quantify with words or even pictures because I'm a bad artist. But like I can't. The only way I can describe it is there's artists out there that have the wow factor, and it's basically me just being like, gotta have them, like pounding my fists on the table. So like, there's perfectly nice people that I love talking to, and I think they do great art. But when they're like, can I be on your show? I go, not yet.
Right?
I want to have the people that make me fucking pound the table with excitement come on first.
Exactly. And I think, if I'm going to be completely honest, a lot of people are probably going to, like, you know, like, people are going to say whatever they're going to say, but I think that's super fair. Because the thing is, it's like, it's your show, and not only that, but people also have to be interested in, like, both, like, you and the guest, right? I feel like they're, like, no offense to anybody that's probably asked to be on the show, but I feel like there's, like, a certain, like, level of tact where it's like, hey, man, maybe don't ask to be on the thing. It's like I don't know how to put it. It's kind of like, if you, how do I put it? It's like, I'm trying, like, so hard, like, not to be, like, mean, and like, I don't mean it in a mean-spirited way. It's more so just kind of like, I feel extra bad talking about it because I'm up here, I'm in the place that where people want to be, yes. But, like, I always have tried to make it a rule that it's like, if I want to be on something, or if I want to be included in something, I don't ask to be on it. I just work harder, you know? And I try to kind of get there of my own fruition. I look at the people who are getting featured, and I'm like, okay, well, what are they doing that I'm not, right? Oh, they're uploading consistently. Oh, they're doing this. Oh, they're engaging their audience. Like, it's like, you as a podcast host, you look at that and go, oh, yeah, I could see them, you know, being a good fit for the podcast, because it's like, you never want to be in a place where, like, such a low percentage of your actual audience knows who you're interviewing that they just don't even bother clicking. And then they lose, you know, their interest in the show altogether, because it's like, oh, well, when was the last time who got anybody that I know, you know? And, like, I don't know why King Candy came out there, but, like...
this guest is far from turbo-tastic.
This guest sucks ass. I'm gonna wait until the interview's official again.
I'm gonna dox this dumb cunt.
I'm gonna send him bad messages on the internet.
The thing that I want to say is that, like, when I select somebody, it's not even that, like, I like their art, or, like, they upload super consistently, but I have to judge whether or not they'd be a good guest on a show. And if I've never spoken to you personally, I have no gauge of your personality.
That's true.
But a lot of things that helps with that is, like, if I see people who stream regularly or do commissions regularly. Like, I think every single person in the furry fandom has an interesting enough story to come on here and talk about it.
Oh, absolutely.
The many different diverging paths that come here, like, to this point where you're listening to this podcast and hearing this, they're all very fucking interesting. And I don't even care if you're a good artist, but, like, so very much of this show is based around whether or not I think, like, it's a myriad of factors. And if you stream frequently, if you use your voice, or you handle commissions frequently enough that you can pay your bills with it, you're somebody who not only has the art skills and the history, but also the people skills that make me, like, I have to talk to you.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like, you also want to make sure that it's like, if this person's going to go off on, like, a 15-minute tangent, it sure as hell better be interesting, and it sure as hell better be, like, tactful, you know, and, like...
Hi, President Hugaloof here. I'm recording this podcast as we speak, and for whatever reason, Bleu's audio decided to take a bizarre turn. If you'd like to hear an example of it, it's right here.
Oh my... yes, I do, actually.
Yeah, that sucks. That's audio poison. We're not gonna do that. So instead, I'm going to enlist my friends at the Pokemon Center to clean the fuck out of this audio and get us back on track. Nurse Joy?
So, the idea is that, like, the scene starts, and it's, like, Chip hanging out with some buddies, and then, like, somehow, like, I don't know if it's, like, Chip goes to get, like, something from, like, a fucking vending machine, or goes to get food and then comes back or whatever. But basically, he comes back, and, like, his two friends were eaten by the fox. And, oh, no, this bunny's next. And, like, the idea is, like, somehow, some way, like, Chip and the fox realize that Chip is, like, into it. You know, he's, like, super down, like, with big fat foxes or whatever. And so, like, Chip and the fox make a deal where, like, Chip is gonna go and, like, you know, basically bring friends back to the fox. And then the whole reason and the whole reason why is because I really wanted to try, like, animating, like, a montage, as opposed to, like, just... like, I know, it sounds so dumb, but, like, it's just...
No, it's great. It doesn't sound dumb at all. I want to see it.
It's just, like the idea of, like, basically taking all of, like, the best parts of a scene that, like, I've made and just fucking super cutting them into all of these incredible fucking parts of like basically like, you know, my bun like leading these other buns into the room and then closing the door, and then like in the window you see the shadow, and then oh no, like they're at the pool, and then the bunnies start like coming, like basically like getting pulled underneath the water, and then the fox is all fat floating away, and you know Chip is there and he's like got the thumbs up, just like shit like that, just like a buddy comedy episode of like a fucking like imagine like, just because fuck it, they Disney brought this upon themselves. Imagine if like the Mickey cartoon with the wolf, imagine that, except fucking Mickey's into it and Mickey's like leading the wolf to all of his friends willingly. That is what I want to do.
I love the phrase, but Mickey's into it. There's such a chaotic energy about that.
Fuck
but
it.
Mickey's into it.
Fuck it, we're doing it. Mickey's into it.
I'm here for this one. Oh.
Just this is going in my cringe compilation.
No, Mickey, please.
Mickey. And then the wolf, that's how he defeats the wolf. Is like, oh, Mickey, no. Like, just fucking.
Don't put me in there. I don't belong in the cringe.
Don't put me on there. Don't put me on your blog. It's got 13 followers, Mickey, please.
Don't post the Homer Simpson Vor alarm picture, please.
But yeah, so I really like that idea, and there's even a part of me that's kind of playing around with the idea of like it building up to the fox eating, you know, Chip, like the bun, right? And so then it kind of builds up, and then of course, because it's my fucking trademark at this point, it would be one of those scenes where it's like, oh no, cut away from the scene and there's all these noises, but then Chip is the one that comes out all fatty because now he ate the fox. So
perfect.
Then it's right, it's just, oh my god, it would be like, it would basically be not only like Hungry Fox 4, but it would be the start of a new trilogy, Chubby Bunny 1.
Yeah. Yeah. Bungry.
Bungry.
Just Bungry.
Bungry. That sounds like a Bug Snacks thing.
Man, I am buggery.
Bunger.
Ugh, I can't believe Bunger has wormed his way onto my podcast.
Yeah, it's here.
I truly can't get away. They truly are kind of bug and kind of snack.
They are bug and kind of snack. It's crazy. But yeah, so those are the two ideas that I kind of have in the hole right now. I think I might, just because I have more of a solid idea for it, and because I can already draw both of them to a degree that they're recognizable, I might do the bunny and the fox one, you know?
I think that would go over very well with fans of the series like yours truly.
Hell yeah. I'm very, very excited. And like, I guess like the age-old question, right, is like that I always kind of encounter when starting these things is like, how big do I make the fox to where it's like, it's not like I don't know, it's like I still like it to kind of be like like in a realm of believability, but also like in a realm of like the fox could play with his tongue and be like smug about it. So that's kind of always like something that I find myself thinking about before I start a scene.
It's such a challenging balance. You're right. You're so right.
Because like the fucking caveman monkey brain in my head is like bigger, you know, like, but then there's the artist brain in me that's like, but not too big, you know. Like, you have to actually feasibly draw this.
You have to appease the Captain Caveman in your brain.
Yeah. What about you? What have you got in the fucking pod bay doors? Like what's next on the docket for your animation?
Fucking animation? Nothing. I'm making a game next.
Oh my god. Dude, okay. What's your game about?
Alright. Longtime fans of Huckleberry, because it's been so fucking long since I've done this, and I'm gonna finally address this. Hopefully by the time that this releases, season 2 of this podcast will be underway. There'll be an RSS feed, and I'll have some of the game playable. But ages ago, like a year and a half ago, an unacceptably fucking long time, I'm so goddamn sorry.
Okay.
But my computer was fucking up constantly, and it needed to have some major upgrades done to it. And I didn't have enough money because at the time I had only just started going full-time at my day job.
Yeah.
So I did a Renamon, my Renamon character, Polly, I did a weight gain / vor drive.
Yeah.
And, like, $200 was what I needed to replace, like, I think it was the processor was fucking up and kept crashing the whole thing. $200 was what I needed to replace that with, like, a good one that I could be assured would work well and, like, wouldn't result in a serious drop in quality for the rest of my PC. A big ask, but I promised a lot.
Yeah.
Or, well, I thought it was a big ask. Let's put a pin in that. And for doing this, I promised lots of updates, because the one thing that's good about me as an artist is I draw a lot.
Yeah.
I hit the $200 mark really quickly, like within a couple days, and I was blown away. And I promised like little mini comics of like, if it gets to, $75, I'll draw Polly eating this other character of mine, and then this bigger one, and then this biggest one. And then I was like, all right, fuck it. We'll do $1,000, enough money that I can combine it with my savings and get a very nice computer. Just as the dream thing. And for the $1,000 mark, I said I'd make a game, never expecting me to get to that point. Some motherfucker donated $400 fucking dollars.
What?
And an anonymous motherfucker donated $300.
Oh. Oh my god.
And so I'm like, God damn, Jesus fucking fuck. All right, I guess I have to do this. But like along the way, I also promised a comic series and an animation. Both of those I did relatively quickly.
Oh my god.
And you can even go back to the fucking New Year's of last year. I started working with programmable Flash games. Well, you can't go back to it now. Flash died. I started working with how to do Flash programming, and I studied, and I fought and I killed for the notion of an animation that I get to build.
Oh my god.
And I figured out Flash, and then Google was like, haha, you got a year till it's gone, and I had to throw it all away. I had to scrap all of it because it wasn't gonna work, and I was working with an old version of Flash because it's all that I had, and I can't afford Adobe Animate. I'm not a millionaire.
No. Oh
and so I had to scrap everything about that, and I had to start learning different things, and I was like, should I do RPG Maker? No, that'll be long and boring, and it doesn't give me the freedom to play with what I want. I know what I'll do.
Game Maker.
I'll do this program. And then all of a sudden, the hammer of COVID comes down and smashes me.
Oh,
it's like all of a sudden, you're working from home, and money might not be a thing, and you got to make sure that you're working hard so that your job gets stayed. And
Holy
just
shit.
before I knew it, it was the 1 year anniversary of the end of the fundraiser, and I was like head in my hands, like, it's been a year. It's been a year, and I don't have anything to show for it.
That's so sad.
But I'm finally getting to the point where I'm a hair's breadth away of having the systems for this game ready. Like even today, I got the way that I want to have like characters be fed to Polly working. I got it working.
Fucking awesome. Oh my god, that's so awesome. Holy shit.
Now I just need the proper work for like actually making her get bigger with each one. I want to do a lot. I want to do like a variable character size thing. I want to do a your character here thing. Mostly so I can give the guy who gave $400 something for his money for waiting this long.
Jesus Christ.
But also like give a relatively affordable, like not upcharging for the opportunity to be in the game, but like same price as my regular commissions if you want to be involved in this project. Like,
yeah,
make a potential plenty of slots for people, and it's a lot of work, but I'm so close, and my goal is I'm doing this on a Friday right before a long weekend. My goal is I'm going to spend the whole long weekend getting everything set up and working so that I can presumably by the end of January have a playable version ready.
That is actually fucking buck wild. I cannot believe you actually made a game. If I had been in your position, I love you because you have so much fucking integrity. Like, if I had been in your position and made an entire game in Flash and then all of a sudden the world said, fuck you, and then COVID happened, I shit you not, I probably would have turned around and made a pin the belly on the Renamon Game Maker where you just push the button, like when the belly lines up with Renamon and just called it done.
I mean, I'll be honest. I did not have much of the actual poly game itself working. I mostly just had the coding for different scenes, like, written out, so that I could focus on the art part that would actually be fun. But then,
That's true.
like, the thing that I had up for New Year's was a test. It was like a pick which goth eats the other goth for New Year's, featuring my friend Sylvia's
Remember
character.
that? Oh my god!
It looked like shit, and that's another reason why I'm glad I didn't go with Flash. Is I don't know how the fuck people make Flash animations look good. That system's all vectors and weird timeline shenanigans.
Yeah, it really was. Like, you could tell when something was made in Flash because the awkward fucking like line thicknesses and shit.
I hated it. It wouldn't have looked good. The Game Maker one's gonna look good, and I taught myself pixel art. I promise you, good people. I have been working towards this as an end goal.
Oh my god, that's absolutely fucking incredible.
I even tried to give refunds, and coffee doesn't do that. I promise I didn't forget.
Oh, you poor baby. Oh my god. Well, I mean, at least you like got a new skill out of it. That's really fucking cool.
Yeah, and now I'm gonna make an actual game that's not horny at all, and have to pivot my audience and go back to square one and have nothing, like you said.
Oh my god. Well, I don't know about that. I think anything that you do on the internet is fine as long as you understand that, like, anytime you have to pivot to something that is just like not gonna have anything to do with what you were previously doing, you're gonna have to start over. But the cool part is now you have the tool set and the knowledge of how to properly market yourself and build yourself up so much faster, because you're gonna have all this experience of what resonated and what didn't, right? So like, the whole idea with, like, you know, like, oh my god, dude, like, everybody fucking deals with this. I don't care who you are, like, differing degrees of shit that you do on the internet, if you want to pivot from that ever, it's always going to be a fucking thing. Like, you don't think the fucking Fall Guys kids that rose to fame streaming that game had to somehow figure out a way to pivot out of it? You don't think all these fucking Among Us streamers are trying to figure that shit out? Fucking, God forbid, League streamers and League content creators trying to do anything. I'm serious. Try to get popular in League and then have this massive fan base. I've seen people where their like entire engagement drops by like 80% just because they decided to do something in Apex or fucking, God forbid, Smite, right? Just because the League community is only concerned with one thing, League. It's just like bronies. I swear to God, I will die on that hill. It is just like bronies.
Pour one out for my boy Kiori.
Yeah, dude. Fuck, like Donkey fucking saw that shit and got out quick because he was becoming like a fucking League content creator, and then he'd make other videos, and then nobody would give a fuck, and then fucking Riot banned him, and then he was like, yeah, fuck Riot Games, and then like
you do a great Donkey impression. What the hell? This is like you flexing on me both in animation talent and fucking impressions. I used to be the impressions guy. I used to be the 4 animation guy, and you took it all away.
I had to take the crown back. I had it I had the crown on Tumblr, and then you took the crown on Twitter.
You had
to
take it back.
Fucking bitch.
You had to take it back.
I had to take it back.
I'm sorry I stepped to the throne, Papa. You had to take it back.
I had to take it back. I had to do it.
That's fucked up. That sucks.
Was fucking awesome. Well, actually, if we're gonna be real, it was taken by Ruby, then taken by you, and then now taken back by me. So now fucking balls in your guys' court.
I've been telling Ruby he needs to animate more.
Yeah, I really hope he does. Oh my god, Ruby, if you're listening, animate more.
I mean, I haven't done it recently. Actually, let me do that right now.
Yeah, go do it.
In media res. Ruby, you need to animate more. Okay.
Very good.
He said, "Yeah."
All right, cool. I just want to clear that up. Good shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, oh my god, it's so cool. Because I ask, and I'm so interested because, believe it or not, I also started making a game, and then it kind of just never happened.
Damn. That's rough.
Yeah. Like, so basically what happened was this was back, like, before I had an idea for, like, the next, like, Fox animation that I wanted to do. And I was trying to figure out ways to one-up myself, but then I had an idea because I got really vorny on Twitter one day talking about a fucking, like, battle royale system that was just really vorny. But the idea kind of manifested out of a fucking battle royale, thank God, and basically turned into, like, a 2D platformer. Where the idea is that you start as like a really like skinny fox and he's really agile and stuff. And like, there's a bunch of like prey running around. And so you have to basically like eat up the prey. But as you do, like every 3 prey, you get a little bigger, heavier and slower, which then enables you to access more things in the environment that you couldn't before. And so the game is kind of like, it's like a puzzle game where you're trying to kind of balance your weight to like access certain things. So it's like, you got to step on this like, you know, weighted pad or whatever, and then that like opens up a door, and then you have to get to like a, you know, a bed of hay to sleep off the prey, and then you're agile again, and like, you know, you can only fit through certain holes and run after bunnies if you're a certain skinny level, but oh no, now you're too big to fit through there. Figure out a way out of this room. Like,
that's fun.
Yeah, so things like that. I was like, I thought that would be like really fucking cool. Like maybe like, cause like now that you're big and heavy, now the prey runs faster than you. So you have to like figure out how to like activate things in the environment where it's like, oh, knock over, you know, this bag of, you know, chicken feed to like get the chickens to come out of where they're hiding. And then they'll be too distracted with the feed to, you know, run away from you now, but you're still big and fat and you're only getting bigger. Like, I feel like that'd be so fucking fun just to kind of play through and like, you know, put yourself in the driver's seat of a big fat fox and oh my God, like, like that would be the IGN fucking trailer for it.
Look, I want to make no promises because I know better than that. But once I get this game working, how about you hit your boy up and we'll see if I've learned something that might be able to help.
That would be so fucking cool, actually. Holy fucking shit. I would fucking love to. That'd be insane.
Because I could think of no better way to actually get better at fucking programming things like platformers, which is the genre that I do want to make, than doing something fun, silly, and vorish like that.
Yeah.
It could be, I could take the code directly and apply it to something that is meaningful to me.
Exactly. No, that's the thing. It's like I've hit up a couple different people about this project, right? Where it's like I hit up one of my friends, and they were, God bless their heart, they're a fucking god. Because I started this in Game Maker, right? And my friend Chris is, shout out to Pieman. I forget his numbers. What is his numbers? Pieman. Yeah, Pieman24601. I fucking love you to death. Chris, baby boy. Mwah, love you. But like, you know, he got busy, then I got busy with school, and it just kind of never fucking happened. But we basically built a really, really bare bones version of this game, like where it actually exists in some kind of form already.
Oh shit, dog.
Yeah, it's fucking cool. It's like Fox, he's skinny, he moves fast. You pick up 3 white bunny orbs, and then you turn into Big Fox, who moves slower, and then you like waddle over to a bed, and then you sleep, and then there's like a little digestion scene, and then you come out of the bed, and that's it. That's the game as it exists right now, and it's so fucking awesome. But
it's so fucking sweet.
It's fucking sick, dude. And so yeah, so then that happened, and then like I have like a couple of other friends that are also just insane with games. Like I don't know if you know Forbic.
I don't know him personally, but I am relatively familiar. I love his work. He's really talented.
My God, he's a genius. He's made so many games. And he's like, this is just what he fucking does. Like in his spare time, just whips up something, and it's incredible, and it's so fucking fun. And then he like encounters problems, and he's like, I could probably do it like this. And then he just fucking does it. And I like sat there and like kind of watched him like tackle problems, and just the language that he speaks is not of this world. It's just insane. And like, I always get so giddy discovering his little projects and like in my inbox and like his messages about like what he's working on and stuff. And it's just like, this is so cool. You're insane. Love him. So,
that's how I'm trying to be. Is fucking working with Game Maker has taught me how fucking stupid I am, because like I spent I spent like a week trying to make an on-click system work, not knowing and just like looking up tutorials and like being like, how has nobody run into this problem? Am I just fucking stupid? And the answer is no. Well, yes, the answer is yes, but the answer is also no. I can be both stupid and the smartest boy ever. Because there's literally a system for on-clicks already hard-coded into the game that you just apply events to. And it's like, why the fuck was I trying to do this shit manually? As soon as I get a deeper base of knowledge, it'll be better. But
as soon as I get a deeper base of knowledge, it's over for y'all.
Yeah. Y'all are gonna be losing it. I'll be making so many games. I'm gonna make 1 million games.
Yeah.
I got a game I want to make that is purely self-indulgent, just about a friend's OC, and I just want to feed him cake, and that's all I want to do. And I'm gonna make it, and y'all are gonna have to deal with it.
Oh my god. Because, like, okay, like, kind of like preaching to the choir here, right? But I feel like there's not enough games where it's like, I don't know how to put it, but it's like there's so many, like, vor games where it's just kind of like a regular game with like a vor skin slapped on it. Like, I want to make games where it's like the vorish part is like the front seat, the vorish part is the driver, and it's like that's what makes it like fun, you know, almost like
the vor is the mechanic.
Exactly, you know, or it's like I feel like there's like so many games like, you know, like fucking like Huda made this one fucking game, actually, now that I think about it, where it's like you're walking around and like you're a big panther and you're eating food and you're having to avoid security guards and stuff, but you keep getting bigger.
Yeah,
which
Sneak
then
Feast.
Oh, it's so fucking good! Oh my god! Like, come on! Like, this is awesome! Like, make more shit like this for community, and like also make longer
Huda,
animations.
do you want to come on the podcast? And please come on the podcast. You're like one of my favorite artists ever.
I have him added on Discord. Should I hit him up right now?
No, don't, please. I'd be embarrassed. Huda, finish your tabletop game. I really want to play it.
Oh my god, yeah. Holy shit. Yeah, just holy fuck. Like, because it's always either like a dating sim, which is fine. Those are very fun. But there's the rabbit hole of Vorish games goes so deep, I feel. And I feel like there's just all this gold just sitting under the surface, waiting to be picked.
I love gold.
But so make longer animations, damn it.
Yeah. I'm going to. I promise. I have to finish this game first, but then I have a genuinely fun idea. I'll see if I do anything with if it sticks around. But the only thing I'm going to say is it's 4 chords.
Okay. Hell yeah. Can I give you a tip?
Yes.
Animate the sketch as fast as you can. Literally first sitting if you can.
Jesus.
Swear to God. I swear to God. And don't make it look good. Do not make it look good. I know I was saying earlier in the podcast how I wish that, like, make it good on your second pass. Like, because that's where you do timing, right? But if you do it just one quick and dirty first pass, circles and squares, just fucking timing it all out, like getting the idea down, like it makes it so much easier to work on because you already know what to do and what to line and what direction you kind of want to head with it. The biggest fucking problem for me when I'm animating is when I'm like, cool, this is already in a state that's done. I gotta add more. Like, that's the worst. But if you have just a sketch layer that's just fucking already done, and it's like, well, I'm come this far, like, just fucking go for it. Go buck wild.
I mean, it makes sense to me.
Yeah. Like there was this whole other scene that I wanted to add. Like, this might be like one of the last points that I'll throw in just because I think it's kind of fun. That's not fun. I left out a really good part. But it's like I had this whole scene that I was gonna add into the Fox animation where basically like I wanted to have like a silhouette of his belly like getting smaller, and like as he like digests the pigs, and then like have a scene of him playing with his like tummy and like he got a big old thighs and booty now, and like I thought that would be fucking cool. Never did it just because it wasn't in the original sketch. It was just an afterthought. It was an idea, and I was already 2.5 minutes in, and I was like, this is long enough. Fuck this.
Yeah.
So one shot
That's
it.
fair.
one shot the sketch, and then just loop all the little parts, get the moments down. It makes it a lot easier.
Makes sense to me. I'll definitely have to give that a shot because I like to make my sketches very refined so that the lining process goes by quickly, but that results in the sketching process taking a long ass time.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Especially when you're like, the whole objective with like animating, at least for me, is timing and like what exactly like is happening in the scene. Like you will always have more time to refine, but it's like when inspiration is kicking and I'm like in the zone and I'm wanting to fucking see some shit, like just it being like having the discipline to not finish what you're drawing and move on to the next thing and then start working out the timing for that is just so insanely beneficial.
Yeah. It also it helps with what's the word? The inspiration striking, like it's infinitely easier to, like, at least from my perspective, color a thing because like you can if you want to be lazy, you could literally paint bucket that shit.
Oh, absolutely.
You don't necessarily need to be inspired, but like, and even line art to a degree, but like if you can get the timing down and get some real good weight to some animation, like that shit is irreplaceable.
Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah.
Like that's the fun part for me, like just like getting the timing down, and it's like oh my god, dude, like I probably made the sketch in 2 days. Maybe one for that animation. And I did like the first half in 1 day, and like that was maybe like a 6-hour session, and then I made the second half of that sketch layer in like another 8-hour session of the day. And so it was like 2 days and the sketch was done, and that was in May. And then I like barely touched it again until maybe like October, November was when it just because I was so satisfied with the way the sketch looked. And then I was like, oh god, I gotta finish this. Okay, I found time, let's do it. And then basically it was like a week and a half process of like then refining the sketches, lining, adding audio.
Yada yada.
Yada yada. Rada,
yada
rada.
yada yo.
Yeah.
Rada rada.
Yeah.
Rada rada rada. We should do it. We should do the Schnitzel cast.
We should do this shit. Oh my god. Could
Yeah,
you imagine?
we just do a whole podcast as Schnitzel impressions and just pretend like it's real.
Fucking just 2 hours of rada rada rada, like just
that's a nothing idea. That's nothing. That isn't anything at all.
That is not gonna happen.
Less than nothing. No.
Oh my god.
Okay. I'm gonna call it here before we reach 2 hours of recording.
Yeah, we're at that level.
Well, this is as good as any for a fucking intro to season 2 of Subject High, the only podcast on the internet with a season 2. That's so loud. That's such a big brick of audio.
Hit it again.
Dude, the only podcast with a season 2.
Oh, that's gonna be fun to pitch up.
Yeah, you go nuts with that. You have fun with that to your heart's content, because it's not going to be replicated.